What's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? It's your boy Manuel, aka Palmer Pappy. Welcome back again to the channel. Today we're doing a first of, I guess, what could be a weekly series. Hopefully, I keep up. But anyway, after the live stream, I'm recording this just after the live stream. You can literally see some of the remnants of this nigga Ogutori. Taiwo spaz in the chat. But anyway, let me get rid of that. But anyway, Sha, this is a point where I'm going to be breaking down, or at least mentioning some of the best, the meh and okay releases, and then some of the worst releases as well. So it's just somewhat of a weekly highlight of what has come out this week and what I perceive of them. All right. So we're going to start with the worst column, the worst aisle of songs here. Rolene and Ward came up with a song called Only, and this record ended up being some of the blandest of hooks and choruses from both of them, because this is two strong voices, and recently Ward has been in somewhat of a weird slump in terms of releases, and I was hoping he would come out of that with this one, but this didn't really serve that for me. It felt really, really, really weak, and just the low-hanging fruit, as the entire hook was just only said repetitively, and it was just felt uninspired. It just felt like a bland record. Umbrella Man, Wande. This was kind of tragic, to be honest. This was sad because not only did the record have such a very stale and old beat, the production on this just felt very outdated, but Wande was not intentional. Again, there were just one sweet spot, one sweet pocket that the record had that really would have helped a lot and made that part of the song the anchor, but instead we have this umbrella. I mean, I'll be your rain like umbrella, and I will lock you down like Mandela. Bro, that run, dude, a very disrespectful bar to South Africans out there, black South Africans out there. To be honest, just a weak record from Wande himself, and it's kind of sad to see how this was given much more attention on the album, and they should have literally just snuck this in as an album cut for the upcoming album instead of bringing all this attention to it as a single. We have Baddie by Yemi Alade. Some of the most generic, almost borderline insulting impression of dancehall, and it's just difficult to listen to. I couldn't go through the first 30 seconds on the song. The baddie runs were just plain and obnoxious throughout the entire minute and a half that I heard, and it was just very predictable. She did all that drum stop runs that she has always done, that is so predictable. You can see that shit coming from a mile away. It was just stale. But anyway, it is what it is. Yemi Alade is one of those artists that really doesn't reinvent the wheel. She has an audience that she's been catering to for almost a decade now, and it doesn't feel like she's trying to evolve past that, and clearly this was another example of that. Another addition to my worst pile would be a song off of Bella Shmurda's album. It's called Asher. It's counterproductive doing a song that feels like an outro on the second track. That was already a poor choice from that instance. The song is basically a prayer song, and it's supposed to feel very inspirational. But for some reason, not only was that not conveyed with the production or even his delivery, it just felt like, oh yeah, this is another prayer song. Just again, very predictable from him. And the mixing on this was very awful, as many other tracks on this project actually. That it was just, for some reason, I had to ramp up the volume on this. I was thinking it was an issue with my deck, but apparently people in the chat also had the same impression on this song, about it being awfully mixed and it sounding very low. And yeah, it just ended up being one of the songs that were not so favorable tonight. Now let's get into the meh piles. These are records that essentially are not bad, but they make an okay impression, as opposed to sounding exceptional or wow me. Neither are they awful or what I would consider a bad attempt at what they're doing. A few records that I'll throw into that pile would be Guilty Beats. Okay, Guilty Beats and Joey B came up with a track called Little Bits. Okay, now this is a very amapiano producer driven moment, you know what I mean, as opposed to like having some back and forth with the artist and the production, and the presence on here for Joey B just felt like a vocal sample as opposed to feeling like I know how vocalistic he is and how much presence he has on his amapiano records, but this much more so felt like a Kabze the Small or a DJ Maporiza type production. And even though it's not bad, it's really good, it's enjoyable, it's fun, it gets all the juices flowing, you know, but it still feels like a generic, like off the shelf type of amapiano beat, which is not bad at the end of the day. Like, it's not a bad thing. I just felt it was one of those things I was like, all right, this is cool, this is okay. Another meh song would be Zamora on Johnny Walker. Now, Zamora is an artist that I'm rooting for entirely. Like, he's dropped one of my favorite projects last year. On this record, he has Ozedicos and Magic Sticks on the production. Now, not only is he's fully present on the song, he's very, very, like, he's taking a lot of presence as opposed to Guilty Beats record where the artist felt like a vocal sample. In this one, he actually has a fully structured song that just has some amapiano elements in it, but for some reason the production on this, I don't know if Ozedicos and Magic Sticks, two big heavyweights that probably didn't feel like they wanted to get in each other's way. That's why this felt like it felt oddly safe for the production, even though the transitions were nice, but they all felt very, again, off the shelf, very generic, very predictable transitions on the production that I didn't really feel like, okay, they didn't beef up the moment, they didn't beef up the excitement of the song. But Zamora absolutely having very strong presence vocally, throwing in some Fuji inflections here and there, Fuji samples, and keeping the record alive as much as he can, but the production kind of held him back a little bit and keeping it too safe for the delivery that he was having on the song. Another song I would throw into the meh okay pal would be Psycho YP and Zlatan. Now, this more felt like a Zlatan featuring Psycho YP, so that kind of threw me off. But the dynamic, obviously, on paper is like very street pop rapper versus a trap drill rapper. How are they going to blend together? Obviously, Zlatan is being brought into this project for Psycho YP as somewhat of a mainstream or pop lean for the album, and Zlatan really brought that. I think he really brought that and showed out for the record. I think Psycho YP quite underwhelming on the hook, and the decision to even make him just be on the hook and having Zlatan have two verses on the song was kind of odd to me, but so far the production on this is absolutely stellar. I really enjoyed the bass lines on this one. A very, very nice atmosphere overall for the record, which kind of brought it down to like a meh and okay track, not overwhelming. Definitely felt like an album cut, you know, as opposed to being a single. Now to the best of tonight. Okay, I'm just gonna highlight some of the songs that I thought were the best for this week. Young Preacher. Okay, Young Preacher album dropped, and the intro for this album, one of the best intros I have heard from a Nigerian rapper in a long time. Okay, and this was fantastic. He had this almost Just Blaze type production. Obviously, around the concept of the album, he's a young preacher, so it made sense that the production was kind of situated in a church setting. So that was the entire feel and appeal of the production. You can hear a Meek Mill on it, going crazy on it. You can hear like a Drake from one of his 4 a.m. in Atlanta or New York type series, you know. And honestly, Blaqbones shows out on this record, going and transitioning from flows, having clever, witty lines. Obviously, satirical aspect of his pen showed out as well. Obviously, and there were even moments where he opened up and being somewhat vulnerable, telling the experiences about his mom. Being a single mom and in one bedroom apartment. Obviously, he's opening up a little bit on the song. So the song definitely does a good job in touching on all the subject matters he aims to touch on the rest of the projects. For as an intro and as a functional intro, I think this was very, very good. And just the entire production too was too good. It was just too good. As the vocal samples there, that felt like, again, Just Blaze. Like it was of that quality of production on this, and absolutely one of the best listens tonight. Another best listen for tonight Whistle, okay, Lil J, Amare, crazy on this record. This was Blaqbones again, leaning towards that. I guess what we could say seems like a Blink format for him, but this time he had Lil J instead of Benson, and this Lil J moment was powerful. It was very strong off the gate, taking charge of the record, and I love how the beat transitions into Amare's verse. Amare has such a strong angelic moments of that really high pitch moments. Even Lil J too was a little bit high pitched too, so the entire record was kind of situated like that. I still haven't heard the record again. I still want to go back to it and hear some of the lines that Blaqbones tried to squeeze in there, but Blaqbones sounded as good as he has always sounded in terms of like his singing ability, so it wasn't too bad on this record. He held his own as a rapper, being melodic on his song with two stellar vocalists. Another one of my best listens, I would say, Lil Kesh, bro. Lil Kesh, We Talk and Do. This was a song that honestly it showed his skill set. It showed all his skill sets, from his singing abilities to his melodic rap, and then to his Bado influence pockets, you know. There were definitely nice transitions of different vocal textures that he was playing around with. The beat obviously has some remnants of, like, it feels kind of chords, but at the same time the violins of a Magic Sticks and that call and response and crowd vocals format is obviously present here. It's like a nice balance between earlier works from him from like 2014 2015 down to today, which sounds very like Ashake in some aspects, you know. And again, those verses, especially the second verse when it was going some mad runs, and I love how he spelled out logo at one point in the verse. It was absolutely a stellar moment from Lil Kesh. Now, there were a few songs that I forgot to add to my best list, and one of them is Contraband by Bella Shmurda, one of my favorite listens off that album. Stop Nonsense by Majid, absolute bop, okay? That's definitely making it the best list, and I cannot stress how much Loyalty, I don't even know how I skipped it, but Loyalty by Blaqbones absolutely needs to be on this list as well. And last but not least, okay, Machala is back again, this time with the intro track for his next album, which is dropping next week. All right, Money and Love. So I don't think I've heard any production in recent times that depicts luxury as much as this production does by P2J. The closest thing that comes to mind is Kel P on FYN. For Rema, that was the closest thing I could get to that rich nigga like atmosphere. This does a stellar job because the theme or concept of the song is called Money and Love. So you can see Wizkid coming with lines like, I got money in my pockets and I got loving in my heart. So you can see the nice balance there. And not only is the production as stellar as it could be for that luxury aspect, entire delivery from Wizkid here is absolutely on par with that atmosphere, with that like stage, with that my money long type confidence, you know, like that pocket where he goes walk by me yo, lo me yo, but that's for your Romeo. That, see, listen, Shakespeare imagery on that. You just feel like you're a part of, like, you just show some level of unique intimacy that you've not really seen from, I mean, you have seen from him in Made in Lagos, but this obviously on par with that. And I really enjoyed that cadence, because the cadence of that fucker right there, really one of my favorite moments on the song. But the entire atmosphere of the song is enough to be on top of my best list this week, man. All right, I'm curious what you guys thought were the best releases, the meh releases, and what were the worst duds. Okay, obviously there was more to this than the short list that I made for this video. If you would like to check out the live stream or be present on the live stream, hopefully it's still up by the time you're watching this, but you can check out all the releases that came out this week and we went through them on the live stream. All right, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. I've been your boy Mano, aka Palmer Papi. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.